I'm Jeffrey Woods. Today, I'm with Carson Avram. Got a little
What's
March
up, guys?
Madness, segment to talk about today. Carson, what's your bracket looking like? Who are some early favorites that you like, making a run at this in the tournament?
Well, I'm making my bracket as we speak right now. My dad has a work bracket, so I gotta. He always lets me fill it out, but no, I don't really watch college basketball as much, but I watch Boise State play, and they were ranked 25th or 26th. That was their net going into their conference tournament. Projected a 7 seed and fall with a 10 seed. That I don't understand that. Like, I have seen everywhere on social media, ESPN, CBS, say that Boise State got screwed. Like, what do you think about that? I know you don't really care, but, like, that's a 7 seed to a 10 seed?
Yeah, basically, like from everything that I've seen, I've heard they're, very, very under, seated. I think you look at a team like San Diego State,
Yep.
they're gonna be looking like they're in a tough part of the bracket with UConn, Iowa State, good teams like that. But it's just gonna be tough. I mean, you gotta win that, you gotta win now another extra game.
Extra game, but
Yeah.
does that help? Okay, so New Mexico had to play an extra game in the Mountain West tournament,
Yeah.
and they went on and steamrolled through it. Could it help playing that extra game to get the feet wet into the tournament, playing that playing game?
Yeah, I definitely think it could. I mean, you saw it with UCLA a couple of years ago. They made it to the
Yep.
Final Four and they were in the playing game, but it's just going to be tough. You gotta, if you don't win the playing game, you're out. The season's over. But I think it will help. I think that they honestly, either one of those teams could definitely move forward. You know,
Colorado's loaded,
yeah,
loaded.
yeah, that's true. I mean,
I was watching a podcast, BJ Rains, Boise Bronco Nation News. He said that they have 3 NBA draft prospects, like, on their roster, and they won the last 8 of 9 games. I think it's gonna be a challenge for Boise to move on, but they win that game. I think the winner of Boise State, Colorado beats Florida because I heard one of their best players broke his leg on Sunday.
yeah, I have that actually happening in my bracket. The winner moving on and then losing to Kentucky in
What's
the
a sleeper
or
team
actually
for you?
sorry, losing to Marquette.
Yeah, Marquette, I mean, there's only these low mid-major teams. Who's gonna make the run this year? Who's gonna make that Oral Roberts-esque run, the Loyal Chicagos of the world?
I think that if I had to pick one team, it would have to be New Mexico.
New Mexico?
Yeah.
Out of the Mountain West,
Yeah, definitely.
steamrolling their conference, absolutely steamrolling it. Did
Yeah.
you see what they did? They were in on the bubble going into the tournament, and they had to play Air Force. Okay, they played an extra day early. They steamrolled. They beat Boise State by like 10, which
Yeah.
they lost to twice. They beat Colorado State, then they beat San Diego. I mean, they're on a hot streak. They play Clemson. Do you like that matchup? They're 11 seed.
Yeah, I think that New Mexico State wins that. I
But
got
then
them.
they play Baylor or Collegiate. So, I don't know.
I
Keep
think
an eye on James Madison. Keep
that
an eye on
that's
James
tough.
Madison.
That's tough. The Colgate Baylor matchup. I got Baylor in that one, and then I
Yeah.
got Baylor beating New Mexico. I think that James Madison also beats Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
I have
They only have 3
McNeese.
losses on their year. I'm looking at it.
I have McNeese beating Gonzaga too.
Okay. Does James Madison I mean, people say they're underrated. Do they make a run after the I think if they take care of business against Wisconsin, they can beat Duke.
No, they can't. I
They
don't.
could beat Duke if they play the right game,
They could, but I don't think they.
but
Would. Yeah, no. It's
I'm
just
looking at these higher level seeds, and I'm thinking Oregon at 11. That's scary.
yeah,
They were a bid buster, right? They came in there and they won it. They were not projected to be in.
yeah, for sure. I think that they could definitely make a run. They're playing South Carolina in the opening round, but
I have them winning that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough bid for some of those 11 seeds to make a run. But I think New Mexico has the best
You
opportunity.
really think?
There's always one double digit seed that makes to the Sweet 16. It's like been a common theme.
Do you see out of all the Mountain West schools? I mean, they're a six bid lead. You think New Mexico's the strongest, or San Diego State, Utah State, Colorado State, Nevada, or Boise State?
Well, I think that San Diego State has too tough of a like region to make
Yeah,
it far. I mean, they're not probably not beating Auburn, probably not beating UConn. Even if they get past Auburn, but it's gonna be really tough because it's like you can't you can't have you have to have the right matchup, is one thing. And you also have to, if you're a lower team, you absolutely have to, you know, play that's the style of game that your opponent plays, right? Some teams play really slow, some teams play really fast. You have to be able to match that.
St. Peter's against Tennessee. Is that a potential upset? A
No,
15 versus 2? No.
no, Tennessee is really, really good.
Okay, there's gonna be like a 14 to 16 seed that's gonna win this week. So
No,
you gotta throw in one, right?
there is not a 16 or 15 seed that wins in the first round. I don't think. I think the only one that could happen is Western Kentucky. I think it's Western Kentucky and
Marquette.
Marquette. Yeah, because Marquette's injured. They have like a bunch of injuries.
So you think if the winner of Boise State and Colorado, I think the winner of that game could go to the Sweet 16
Yeah,
and
yes, yeah,
because one team's really hot and they're both talented teams. Florida's hurt, Marquette's hurt.
yeah. I
And if
mean,
you win that, then you play Purdue. I mean, if you get to the Sweet 16, you're gonna lose. But
yeah,
if I'm a betting man right now, I'm looking at Oregon to make a run.
yeah.
Gonzaga versus Kansas, round 2 in Salt Lake.
You have Gonzaga making
I
it
think
past
that's the
McNeese.
matchups.
You
Shout
have
out my boy
making.
Steve Avalos. He's going to that game.
I think McNeese is a 12 seed that makes it to the Sweet 16. I think so. I think that they're better. Kansas won't make it past the round of 32. I don't think. Too many injuries.
Yeah.
I think honestly,
Mississippi State and Michigan State. I have like I could flip a coin on who wins that.
I'm saying
8 versus
Michigan State.
yeah, the
I'm saying
brand of Michigan State.
yeah. I think in that region, I got North Carolina making it to
I'm gonna pick Drake over Washington State, the 10 versus 7
yeah,
game.
second, same.
Yeah. Washington State is decent, but like Drake sounds like a team that can make a run.
Yeah, no, they definitely can. The thing is though, they'd have to beat Iowa State in the second round, and I just don't think it's gonna happen.
No, they won't. So I have all my first round. Second round, I'm liking. I think UConn's gonna run the table. I feel like it's gonna be a round of 8. They might get challenged, but they're gonna take care of business. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think that you know they can definitely make a run, but the issue is going to be more on you know UConn is they're in a really tough region, and I think that when you're in a tough region and you're the one seed, you're just expected to win. You know, they're the number one overall seed. You're expected to win every game, right?
Yeah,
Wait, is Purdue the number one overall seed or UConn?
yeah, they are.
Purdue, yeah. But yeah, they're the best team by pretty much everybody's, eye test, I guess. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think that UConn makes a run. I think they make it
I
to
think Gonzaga could make a run. One of the blue
yeah.
bloods that is a higher seed are gonna make a run.
Yeah, I think it's North Carolina. I think that North Carolina is that team. Yeah, I think they're gonna come down. They're probably gonna play Arizona if I had to guess. And you know, you got a Caleb Love against his old team. we'll see what happens.
So in my Sweet 16, my first round out of the East, I have a rematch of last year's ship, UConn versus San Diego State. And then I got a Big 12 matchup, BYU versus Iowa State, North Carolina versus Alabama, Baylor versus Arizona, Houston versus Duke. Okay, this is looking like I have Oregon going to the Sweet 16. I don't know. Is that a hot take?
I don't think it is. I don't think it's necessarily hot, but I mean, Oregon played well in the Pac-12 tournament, and
I think James Madison. I'm gonna switch it up. James Madison's gonna make it to the Sweet 16. They're gonna beat Duke. I think
that is
it's you got with these. You gotta like predict upsets.
yeah, I understand that, but you have to look at a team's path to the you know
Yeah,
a team's path, right? Like I just don't see it happening, and I think Houston, honestly, I think Duke could beat Houston, like no doubt about it. I think Kentucky could beat all the teams in their region, right? I have them going to the Final Four. Kentucky's got got the offense to bury a team. To
I have.
team
This
of
is a
that.
hot take for a Boise State fan. I have BYU going to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, that I mean the it's gonna be tough against Illinois.
That's
Gonna,
a tough game, but
that's
dude, if
gonna
they
be
get past
really
that, they play Iowa State.
yeah, Iowa State could definitely beat you. I mean, their defenses are so good.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of Big 12 basketball, but I know they're loaded.
Yeah, I mean
So,
it's
give me a high seed that no one's gonna predict. Absolutely no one to keep your eye on.
I don't think enough people are giving honestly, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. There's two seeds that I think people are not. I looked at everyone who has picked the winner, right? Right now, the number one, obviously the number one pick right now is UConn with 24.8% of the brackets. That's almost a quarter of the brackets have picked uh the UConn to win it all, right?
Yeah,
You go
I
down
have
to
you winning it all. Actually, I just filled out my bracket.
Houston at 3.3%, 13.3%, sorry. North Carolina at 9.8, Purdue at 9.8, Arizona at 5.4, Iowa State at 4.7, and then Tennessee is my team to watch out for at
I
4.4%.
have them in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Tennessee is that, and the thing with Arizona too, right? I think Tennessee or Arizona will make it to the Final Four, but it's just because of how easy their route is, right? I mean, it's not necessarily easy for Tennessee, but with the weaker one seeds in when you have weaker one seeds, right? Basically, everybody but UConn, I think, could be deemed as a one seed that can be beaten at any time. Houston's defense is really good, but I feel like they could be beaten.
I
And
have a
same thing with
Houston.
North Carolina and Purdue.
Yeah, I have a Houston UConn final national championship in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be two ones. I don't think that there's UConn. Yes, I have them in the championship, but I don't have any of the other ones. Right? I don't see it happening. I don't know why. Don't really see it
Yeah,
happen.